Hi, my name is Prasenjit and I work for BMC Atrium Orchestrator product. This is part 1 of a 3-part video series where I would like to walk you through the process of upgrading your BAO from version 7603 to the latest version 7801 on Linux platform. Let's get started. Now the first thing that comes to mind is why should I upgrade? And the obvious reason is to make the most of the new features introduced in BAO 78 series and for better support from BMC. Also, since the BAO version 7603 will be going into limited support later this year, this is the best time to plan your upgrade to the newer version. In BAO 78 series, we have included the following new features. Support for RESTful API, which is faster and more resource-friendly compared to the Orca web services. Introduction of Health and Value Dashboard, which gives a new view of the general health and configuration status of the BAO environment, along with the business metrics such as time or money saved by automating the processes, and then generate reports to show the value that orchestration is providing. Security enhancement like password masking feature in BAO and use of the latest cipher suites to make your BAO environment more secure. Now BAO has the ability to create separate logging for each adapter and processes. Support for newer operating system like Windows 8, Windows Server 2012 R2, and Red Hat Enterprise Linux 7, along with the browser support for Internet Explorer 11 is now available. And we have also introduced the while loop functionality in Development Studio. Now, couple of things to remember. In BAO 7603, Access Manager was there, which has now been replaced with Atrium SSO. Starting BAO 77 and above, for host name, you need to provide the fully qualified domain name. The default protocol on BAO 7603 was HTTP, but it has now been replaced with HTTPS in 78 series. The order of upgrade you need to follow is start with the repository, followed by the CDP and any additional PS that you may have. And lastly, upgrade the Development Studio if you have a copy of it on any Windows machine. Before you begin, take a backup of your BAO servers. If BAO is installed on your virtual machines, take a VM backup. Also, make an archive of your existing BAO component install directories as this will back up all the configuration files. And lastly, make sure that you have downloaded and copied all the setup files onto the installation server. Now let's upgrade our BAO servers. At first, we need to install a new instance of Atrium Single Sign-On. Let's create an option file for silent installation of Atrium SSO. Go to this link. Now scroll down. This is a sample silent option file template for Atrium SSO. Copy the content of the sample file and paste it in a notepad. For the purpose of this video, I have already created the option file and updated it to point to my SSO server. Now let's quickly go over the important parameters. The first one is the installation location where SSO will be installed. This is the HTTP shutdown port, and this one is the HTTP startup port. We want to install Atrium Single Sign-On in a new Tomcat instance. This 8443 is the HTTPS startup port. This is my SSO administrator password, which I have encrypted using the maintenance tool provided with SSO. The password is basically admin123. This is the domain in which SSO is being installed, and this is the host name of the server on which I'll be installing SSO. Now, save the file and copy it over to the installation server. This is my SSO server. Let's log in as root user. As you can see, this is our SSO installer package, and this one is the option file. Let's extract the SSO installer package. Now let's go into the BMC Atrium SSO directory. Go to disk 1, and here is the executable file. Now let's see how we can execute the setup.sh file to start the installation. For this, let's go back to the documentation page, scroll up, and this is the command to start the installation. Let's copy it and go back to the SSO installation server. Now, installation of Atrium single sign-on may fail on Linux server if your system is running low on entropy. However, to make sure that we don't run into those installation issues, run the following command. Now paste the installation command and let's update it. Since we are running the installation on a Linux server, let's make it setup.sh and prefix the command with a /. Now let's update the silent option files path. Now let's hit enter and wait for the installation to finish. The installation of Atrium single sign-on is now completed. In the next video, we'll see how to upgrade the repository and CDP to BAO 7801.